Who do you guys think are joining the military more as far as gender, male or female?
Male. I mean,
Yeah,
I would guess, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not,
So
but I would say yes.
I feel like that's a trick question, Jay. Are you trying to fuck us?
Male.
it is a trick question because this article answers that question. All right. So the first article we'll cover, guys, is females are outjoining males when it comes to the military. All right. So there's an article that recently came out that highlights several reasons for the decline in male enlistment in the U.S. Army over the decades. All right. Here are the reasons why males are choosing not to join the military, and female numbers have actually increased in 2023 and in 2024, right? Health and fitness issues. Many young men face challenges such as alcoholism, drug use, and obesity, which disqualifies them from military service. That's the number one reason. Reason number two, mental health concerns. Increased rates of mental health issues among young men has further reduced the pull for recruits that can join. Now, the Army has this new system, Genesis, where it links everything as far back as your childhood, right? So if there's any case of documented mental health issues, that negates your ability to join and serve in the military, right? Lack of motivation and
they don't
direction.
Have the Marine Corps. They don't have. They're like, no, this is good.
Smart. Don't integrate that shit.
Over there. Not here. Go next door. Marine Corps.
Yeah. We don't want to know. Just come on in.
So shit, fellas. I'm going to tell you what, man.
Yeah. So number 3 is lack of motivation. All right. Some young men transition from adolescence to adulthood. All right. Failure to launch. Last is political perception. Right. A lot of these young men don't want to join the military and go fight overseas, whether it's in Israel, Ukraine, and some of these other places. Right. And then educational and career choices. They have more option. So what are you guys' thoughts on this, man? Because if this continues, females are going to outnumber males with I think 2040 was what the article stated. So as you guys are reading this, what are your initial thoughts on this?
I am.
We can start with you.
I'm less concerned with it, just in the way that I think those tides could change. What is the time period that is? Is that over 2 years right now? You know, because a lot of dudes were kind of, I don't even know if the right colored pill is correct, but almost red pill or black pill, whatever it's supposed to be, against COVID and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of dudes are like, nah, screw this. I'm not coming in. And I think that in 2 years that could easily change. And I think with a new administration coming in, I'd be willing to bet that we're going to see a title change, in my opinion. We also have super chats that we'll get to after this. So I see you guys.
Yeah.
I got you.
I think, I think there's certain jobs, we've talked about this, kind of offline a little bit, but there's certain things that are better for men to be doing just because of some physical advantages. But it's also proven that, and Jake can correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I know he's like an expert in a lot of this, but that female natural reaction rate for like a fighter pilot might be actually better. I don't know how they handle the G-forces. I know some female fighter pilots personally, but I think they're better as pilots. I mean, they might be better drone pilots. So if we're going some automated systems, I think there's a lot of stuff that women can do, females can do in the military. I just think some of the insane physical jobs like, SEAL, Green Beret, Ranger, PJ, Marines, Marine Raider, Marine Recon. I mean, I think that's naturally going to stay a highly, heavily male dominated, if not exclusive, place for men. So, but if we're doing a lot of automated systems, organization, supply chain management, stuff like that, a lot of females are probably better than a lot of guys at a lot of that stuff too. So
absolutely.
You get inside a mech suit tank. I don't give a shit who's in there, delivering ordnance, baby. Who cares? Aaron was talking about that one AC-130 pilot, female, who's laying waste to people.
Yeah, the angel of death.
Yeah.
Allison Black.
Yeah, care less. I know there's like an A-10 pilot too. A female is like wasting people. Hey,
Yep.
Awesome. Good on her, So that's my take on it.
Nate?
Yeah, I think I don't think it's a military issue. I think it's a societal issue, right? If you look at college is starting to be hugely stratified. Far more females are seeking upper education than men are now. Not shocking that far more females are seeking. And this is just like trying to better yourself, right? Military is that type of service. Getting upper education is that type of service. There's a lot of men that just want to sit around, smoke weed, sit in the basement, play video games, be lazy. I mean, that's sort of also been encouraged with the sort of feminization of men over the last, 4 to 8, 10 years. That's a real thing in society, right? Like, there's no doubt that they say, I think the average like 25-year-old has the same testosterone as like a 50-year-old did back in the 1980s. Like, these are all real things, man. The things we're putting in our bodies, the things that these young men are putting up. And I say this all the time, man, like, if you are seeking, and this is like a little tinfoil hat, although it's not really, if you're seeking to control a populace, right, what is the best way to control that populace? And that is to gut all of the basically masculine men out of the society. So I think it's partially by design, right? And I think it's partially societal. I'm hoping, like you guys talked about, that we have this culture shift, right? A new administration coming in, sort of the military being put as like not on a pedestal, but as an actual patriotic thing to do. I hope we see that, but I think that we're there. Also, I'll say this: anybody have any middle high school age boys on the chat?
Middle school. Yep.
I'll tell you this: none of those motherfuckers are snowflakes. They are all red-pilled as shit. So I'll tell you, they're the generation coming. If you're talking like at college, 21 or like 18 to 28, very effeminate, left-leaning men. But I'll tell you, that generation behind them coming up, bro, they don't care about using the wrong words. They don't care about offending you. So I think we might see a little bit of a resurgence in that pendulum swinging back the other way.
My 18-year-old daughter is very red-pilled. Sorry, Ben, my bad.
Yeah.
I think it depends. It depends where you are too. You know what I mean? Like, community by community. I think that matters a lot. Like,
I'm in Eugene, Oregon. That's the most leftist place in the fucking
world. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Fruit Central, motherfucker. That's Fruit Central.
Yeah.
Virginia.
It's not 100%, but I'm telling you that 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boys, like, they are.
Football's
and it
a
makes
good
sense,
thing,
right?
everybody.
Because like that pendulum kind of has always swung back and forth, right? Like, you don't really want to be like the generation ahead of you. So I think it's kind of natural at the same time. Like,
that's a great observation. It's a great observation. I was going to say, I really think, and then we need to test, Jay. We need to have somebody on here. We need to volunteer. I think free testosterone in a young man goes up by watching the War Room for 2 hours. We get tested before, tested after. Testosterone will be up. And that's all you guys do. Tell your friends, subscribe, get on here. And you're going to be more manly when you get off this, after you watch the show. You watch, hear what's going on. It's going to change.
I agree 100%. Peaches, you're saying something?
Yeah, I was just, I was saying that my 18-year-old daughter is very red-pilled. Like, it's refreshing to see. And my son, who's middle school, is definitely, like, we say certain words in this house that apparently you haven't been able to say for the last, 5 years. So it's great. It's refreshing, and I have a lot of hope. But I agree. We need more testosterone.
Peaches, how do you handle young men showing up to court your daughter?
If you enjoyed this episode, watch the full podcast. Link can be found in the pinned comment or in the description box below.